Hi, I'm David Wiebe with Stillhaven Real Estate, bringing you a Squamish real estate update for January 2026. Here we go, new year, and I'm skiing. It's kind of a sleeper pow day out here. It's delightful. Anyways, let's talk about the stats and break them down. Looking at both December stats and also looking at 2025 as a whole. So let's start with December. So December was, there's an interesting trend. It was, if you look at the stats, it was a slower market than the 5 and 10 year averages, but really it was the strongest in the last 4 years. So sales, there were 30 sales in December. That is lower than the 5 and 10 year averages of 38 and 36, but it's the highest December that we've seen in the last 4 years. So it was just the year before that, so the previous 2 years before that, that skewed the numbers with ridiculously high sales. So highest December in sales in the last 4 years, but much lower than the 5 year and 10 year averages because of 2020 and 2021, which had like 50 sales and like 80 sales or something. If we look at inventory, inventory was about 140 for December. That is, it is higher than the 5 and 10 year averages of 125, and about the same as the 10 year average, which was 138, but a little bit higher than those. But again, if we look at the last 4 years, it was the lowest number of inventory in the last 4 years, but it was significantly higher than the previous 2 years before that, 2020 and 2021 for December. So that is interesting. Sales to active ratio. This one, so it's, hovered at 21%. That is at the very high end of a balanced market. So just breaching between balanced market and seller's market. That is much lower than the 5 and 10 year averages of 39 and 34%. But again, when we look at it was the highest sales to active ratio in the last 4 years. It was just so significantly lower than the year before that, 2021, that it just totally skewed the 5 year average. 2021 sales to active ratio was like 90%. So it means like a 90% absorption rate. So whatever's listed in December, 90% of it sold. It was crazy in that time. So 30%, 21% was December 2025. So that is the December, looking at December stats. Looking at 2025 as a whole. So it was actually a pretty strong year as a whole. So it was the highest level of dollar volume sales. In fact, it was the highest besides 2021 in the last 5 years. So it was higher than the highest in the last previous 3 years. But 2021 was significantly higher. So I think the dollar volume sales was around 650. I want to say six. I can't even remember. I'm not even going to talk those stats. I just know it was the highest in the last 3 years, but significantly lower than 2021. Inventory is an interesting one to me. So even though the number of sales was strong, I'd say in the last 5 years, except for 2021, which was way stronger, inventory was the highest it's been in the last 5 years on average. So on average inventory, it's higher in every category, but the most significant increase was in detached homes. So that was the biggest increase in price, but up from every year, which is interesting when I think Squamish bucked the trend compared to every market around us. Like, I don't think Vancouver could report that 2025 was a stronger year overall, or even Whistler. But Squamish was. So there we go. Those are the stats. How does it feel? How does the market feel? It feels kind of slow. December felt kind of slow, even though the stats said that it was okay. And it feels a little bit slow right now, but it also feels like we're on the tipping point of it starting to become busier. More people are starting to look, more inventory is starting to come on. So I think the market's going to start to pick up a little bit, but only time will tell. You'll have to wait for the next market update to find out. And I hope you're enjoying your winter. We're getting some snow, so hopefully you're getting out there and skiing. Anyways, I'll try to make my way through these trees, not drop my camera. my gosh, that was a mistake. Woo.